straight up honest with you guys, I have really big anxiety talking about what I want to talk about today. Hello, hi, welcome back. If you watched my video from, what was it, about 2 months ago, and welcome if you are new. My name is Crystal, and I am an anxiety ass person today because we are talking about postpartum depression. So, for a while, when I first decided to make this YouTube channel, the first thing that I really wanted to talk about was postpartum depression. And I honestly have not posted on this channel because the real main video that I wanted to start off with, besides my introduction video, was a postpartum depression video. But because I haven't posted is because I just been postponing it. Just because of the fact that honestly I thought that I was getting over my postpartum depression, but I really wasn't. So I just figured, let me just calm myself down, try to like fix everything and get back to like the norm, if there was a possibility to getting back to that, and then I make the video. Work with me if I get a little bit emotional. This entire video is, I guess, deep. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys really quick that if I do look down, it is because I have notes on my iPad, because I really wanted to just get to the facts and get to like A, B, C, D, and not like sugarcoat it in any type of way. I just wanted to like really talk about it and make myself very clear with what I want to actually publicize on my experience versus actually like what it is in a way, and just have people understand like just the whole realm of postpartum depression. I gave birth October 8th, 2019 to a beautiful baby boy, and his name is Uriah Noah Rodriguez. I could not give birth vaginally because my pelvic bone is shaped like an upside down heart. So the two bones, I'm assuming, I'm not the greatest at anatomy, but the way that my doctor explained it was my two bones intertwine like that. So the bone that does this, that creates the heart, could not allow my son to come out. So I was in labor for 25 and a half hours, thinking that I was going to give birth vaginally, just to find out that my heart rate was going rapidly high and my son's was going lower. It was slowing down. So they had to do an emergency C-section, and that, I believe truly in my heart, that is what caused my postpartum depression. When I was pregnant, my boyfriend Kian told me to prepare myself for the worst but expect the best kind of thing, but I was only preparing myself for a vaginal birth. And I think that is where I messed myself up at, because when I heard the doctors tell my boyfriend and my mom and my mother-in-law and my sister that I needed an emergency C-section, my whole world just completely came crashing down. I don't remember much, but all I just remember was I immediately just felt like this weird sadness, emptiness. I just felt like I was failed in a way. Like I couldn't give birth vaginally. I felt so low about myself. I just put myself down. I felt like I wasn't a woman. I felt like that I deserved to give birth vaginally. I wanted to feel what every other woman got to feel. I wanted to hear like, oh, I see the head, or like, you know, like little things. Like I wanted that. And the fact that I couldn't get that, I believe in my heart that that is where my postpartum depression came from. When I was discharged, I specifically, like, vividly remember the doctors telling both my boyfriend and my mom that if you see Crystal in any type of weird change, you need to contact us. They gave them the number and everything like that because of the postpartum depression. And I just remember like saying to my head like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna get it, like I'm good, like we're good, don't worry about it, whatever. I was sad and all that, but I didn't think it was postpartum depression. So I started noticing something different about me about a week after I gave birth, where I felt so angry in my heart, and I felt angry in my head. I felt emotionally angry. Everything, I just was so mad. And I took it out on my boyfriend. I took it out on my mom. I took it out on my family. I even took it out on myself. I felt like, you know, that the world just was not with me, was not on my side, because I couldn't give birth vaginally. I couldn't live my dream. I didn't get that experience. So I felt angry. And anytime somebody just went up to me and just said, wow, you're so strong. Like you gave birth, like you had a C-section and you're walking and you're doing fine. And I would just, I felt my eye just completely like start to twitch. Like I hated every second of somebody telling me, oh, well, at least you didn't have to push out your baby. At least you didn't have to experience that. Like I hated that. That honestly like triggered like most of my anger. Like that triggered pretty much all of it. I did not know how to cope with my hormonal swings. So all I would do is the minute I put my baby down, I would just immediately start crying. I barely honestly wanted to talk. I barely ate. I didn't want nobody to hold my baby. I didn't want nobody to look at my baby. I didn't want nobody to look at me. I didn't want nobody to talk to my baby. I didn't want nobody to even like be in like this much distance to him. I would immediately just freaking take him and just, oh, you want to see him? Okay, you can see him in my arms. Like, don't hold him, don't look at him, like, don't change him. If you think he's pooped, I will change him. Don't do nothing. I didn't want nobody to touch my child besides my mom. I felt more like safe with my mom than I did with my boyfriend. And it's just that like honest. I didn't want my boyfriend doing anything. I felt like whatever he did was just like the wrong way. I felt like I knew how to do it the right way. I felt like my mom only knew, and that was just that. People honestly in the beginning of the beginning of like my motherhood, when my baby was born, honestly did not like me because of the fact that I didn't let nobody touch, look, hold, nothing. I didn't let nobody do anything with my baby. And in a way it was selfishness, but also in a way it was postpartum depression. I felt like if anybody was to like come near my child, they wanted to hurt him. And I felt that. I did. And it's not saying that, you know, it was okay to feel that, but in the time I felt justified because I felt like, you know, nobody had to go through what I went through. So why do you want to hold my child? Like that was just like my mentality on it. And it sucks, but anyways, that I wasn't okay anymore. I felt like I could not, for the love of God, be happy at all. Like I would try to just like laugh with everybody. I would try to just, you know, be okay and try to do my hair and try to do my makeup. Nothing was helping me. I felt so depressed. I felt so alone, and I couldn't like not feel that way because I had my family here. My family was very supportive, and if I needed extra sleep, that they would take my baby. If I needed somebody to watch him while I used the bathroom, they would be the first people to volunteer. I had to help. I wasn't physically alone, but mentally, emotionally, I felt alone. And nothing could change that. I tried to like tell myself that I wasn't alone. I would try to tell myself that I was okay. I would tell myself that, you know, I am happy. And in all reality, I really wasn't. And nothing to fault anybody. It was just me. It was my hormones. It was my emotions. It was just everything. I think everything just hit me at once, and it was just like, it was like I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to sit there and take it and just wait and wait and wait until something just changed one day, until I just didn't have it anymore. I was prescribed pills. I didn't take them. I had therapy. I didn't go. I went once, but that was it. I tried, you know, writing therapy. I have literally 3 journals, like, right there. Did I use them? No. Did I try to, like, think about, you know, I'm alive and that I'm healthy, my baby's healthy? No, I didn't think about anything. I didn't want to think about anything. I just had the worst emotional time of my life dealing with postpartum depression, and it was not a good time. When I look back at my baby's pictures when he was a newborn, and when I look back at pictures of me when I had just given birth, and I see like a smile on my face, like all I can remember was I forced the heck out of that smile. I forced the heck out of like my happiness and making everybody think that I was okay when I wasn't. I personally put on a very good show for a long time until one day my boyfriend flat out just said, there's something wrong with you. Like, you're not the same. He just was there for me, and throughout the entire process of like, you know, me going through my surgery, me trying to recover, me needing somebody there, my boyfriend was there. I just didn't want him to. I didn't want him to. I didn't want nobody to be there for me. I didn't want nobody to hug me. I didn't want nobody to just to love me. And that was possibly the worst way I could have handled it. And I think honestly that is why my postpartum lasts as long as it did. I'm going to share a little bit of how I got out of it, just so that way if you are watching this and you do have postpartum depression and you feel as if you're the only one, let me just tell you right now, you are not. If you do have postpartum depression and you feel it coming on even in your pregnancy, after your pregnancy, or right now, like currently right now as you're watching this, if you feel as if you do have postpartum depression, my DMs are always, always, always open to anybody. That's even fathers, because I'm gonna share a little fact. 1 out of 10 men get postpartum depression. So if you are a man and you feel as if you have postpartum depression and you don't feel as comfortable talking to me because I'm a female, my boyfriend's DMs are always open because he was there throughout the entire process of me going through my postpartum depression, so he can definitely help you out. But I mean, if you are comfortable talking to a female, you can always DM me and we can talk about it. And if you are a female in general and you have postpartum depression, you want to talk about it, I'm always here. So every 15 to 40% of women get postpartum depression. That seems like a really low number, but it seriously isn't. It is not a low number, and it is not something to take very lightly. It is something to take very seriously. Like I said, I did not talk to nobody about it up until my boyfriend noticed that I had it. My best advice right now is for anybody who does have it to just open up. Somebody, somewhere, somehow will help you. You will find like your peace, sort of say, in the end. So definitely talk about it. So for me, every single day I would try to like find something to do to like not think about my postpartum depression or not get like any type of symptoms with it. So I would try to live an everyday normal life. I would do the laundry, I would like cook, I would clean the dishes, I would clean, I would freaking take out my boyfriend's clothes and lay them out for him. I would just like try to spend time with the baby and try to heal and try to like do like everyday normal stuff to kind of psych my mind out to like think that I did still have a normal life here, not here. One thing that did help me was that every single day I would try to think about something to do different that was productive. If I went to bed and I didn't do not one thing that was productive, then my postpartum depression would just immediately hit. And that was not okay. So I would honestly give the advice to try to do something productive, at least one thing productive a day, and I promise you it'll make you feel a little bit less depressed and a little bit more productive. A woman having to go through postpartum depression and coming out of that postpartum depression literally 1000% makes you more of a badass, like immediately, instantly. It does not mean that you're weak in any type of way. It does not mean that you have no type of like ground. It does not mean that you have no type of strength. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you, unfortunately, you had to go through something that was something that you really cannot stop. And it is something that is normal, and it is something that not all women go through, but most women go through. And you're gonna get out of it. You're gonna feel victorious when you get out of it. Because trust me, not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I feel like I fucking did the thing. I feel like I did that for not only for me, but my little family. I did that for us. I was not okay. They were not okay. they were my main priority in getting better. I was my main priority in getting better. I just wanted to like hurry up and just get through it and do as much as I could to get out of it. And that's what I did. And I feel like I'm more stronger now than ever. And getting out of postpartum depression makes me feel like I will never, ever, ever have another thing get to me ever again. Postpartum depression was possibly the worst thing I could have went through, but it was the best thing I went through because I no longer feel weak. After you go through it, you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to feel like, I did that. Nothing can knock me down. I managed to take care of a baby, take care of myself, take care of my family, go through things mentally, not understanding why I was going through it, but going through it. Necessarily not wanting to, but have to. Not giving up. Makes you feel like you can do anything. And that's what I feel now. That's why I wanted to make this video. It felt like you hit a dead end and that was it. But when you have, the right people around you, when you have someone to talk to, when you have one ounce of hope in you, you can get through it. You can feel so good about yourself. You would feel like you would take your child's mom away from them. That is why I really wanted to find something to get myself out of it, to find that one strain of hope. Because every time I looked at my child, I knew that if I had given up, he will be without a mom. And it wasn't because I wanted to, in the sense. It was because I didn't know what else to do. I just think about how many women couldn't do what I did. I think about how many women didn't have someone to talk to. Or how many women gave up their life because they didn't know what else to do. Because they felt the pain that I felt, but didn't know how to handle it. Or didn't know how to get out of it. A person who struggled hard to be where I'm at right now. And to have some type of courage to talk about it. I feel very blessed. There's a quote that says, everything in the end will be okay, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. Send this to another person who is a new mom, well, is on her second, third, who doesn't seem right, who feels as though they're just too stressed, that they can't do it, that they have no one. Send this to someone. Let them know that, they're gonna be okay. Maybe check on them. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them if they need help. Ask them if they need any support in anything. Give them a hug. And if they deny it, give them a harder hug. Make sure that your new moms or your moms in general and your dads and your new dads in general are good. Make sure that they're okay. Make sure that they had somebody to talk to today. They had somebody to talk to yesterday. If they need somebody to talk to tomorrow, let them know that you're there for them. People who aren't parents, I strongly suggest that if you do know somebody who is a parent or who is going to be a parent, do your job. Make sure that they're okay. Let them know that it's not their fault in anything. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for just supporting, for, just being here. It's always appreciated. This video should hopefully be up soon. If I have the courage, you'll know if you're watching this. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to share it with someone. Comment, like, subscribe, do your thing. Stay beautiful. Bye.